Hey guys, my name is Madison. I just wanted to welcome you all to my channel. Today I'm gonna be talking about my infertility journey with PCOS and finding out, what the issue was and all that stuff. So if you wanna hear about that, then just keep watching. Okay, let's start from the beginning. I have always had irregular cycles. I didn't think anything of it. I got on the pill at 17, and anyone that has PCOS or knows anything about PCOS knows that birth control masks the symptoms of PCOS, so irregular cycles, so it puts you how you're supposed to be, basically. So that happened. I was on birth control for 7 years. And I married my husband, and then we decided to go off of birth control because we were ready to start a family pretty quickly after we got married. Luckily, we started early. I am also 25. I started this journey about a year ago at 24, maybe 23-ish, around there. So I'm still young, but it wasn't working for us, so we're ready to have a family, so we were trying to figure out what was wrong. So I got off of birth control once we decided we wanted to start a family, and I kind of had cycle at first, and I was like, oh cool, this is gonna be, normal, it's gonna be simple, and then I stopped having cycles for 3 months. So I went to the doctor January 2017 to figure out what was wrong. I just went to my regular OBGYN, and she didn't know, she kind of hinted at PCOS, but I personally had been researching about it and thought that's what I had, but didn't want to have that. Like, I was scared of it. So, she kind of barely touched on it and was like, well, maybe it's PCOS. Do you have the symptoms, which is like male pattern hair growth, whatever the symptoms are. And I had every one of them, but I was like, they're not that bad. I don't think it's bad enough for me to say I have PCOS. After that, my doctor just was trying to get me, because I hadn't had a cycle since maybe August of 2016. So August to January, I hadn't had a cycle. So I started taking Provera to induce a period. I was doing that, I started in January, from January till May, I was doing it, and I had a period every 29 days, like clockwork. So that was all good and well, but she wanted to wait. I don't know why she waited, but she waited till May to test my ovulation. So she tested, and they called me to let me know, hey, you're not ovulating. At this point, I was taking the ovulation test, but I wasn't using digital or anything, and they were just, those things are so hard to read. They're not digital, especially if you have PCOS, because you can get false positive ovulation and not know it. So after that, she was like, okay, well, since you're not ovulating, let's do Clomid. And I was like, oh no, because I'd heard such bad things about Clomid, and the symptoms and everything. So I got my Clomid, and I was still doing Provera. So I was doing Clomid, cycle day, I can't remember, 3 through 7 maybe. I did that the first month in June of 2017, and I did ovulate. So we did it. I didn't get pregnant though. So July, we did the same thing, didn't ovulate. August, she doubled my dose, and I didn't ovulate again. So after that time, this is August 2017, she decided to go ahead and refer me to the fertility specialist. So before that though, I can't remember when, maybe it was August, I had an HSG done, and that's gonna be a whole separate video because that was interesting. And when I was researching on YouTube about HSGs, and they're the dye test for your uterus and all that stuff to check and see if everything's okay, I couldn't find a lot of videos on it. And the ones I did find, they were like horrifying, but you know, of course I thought that's not gonna be me. Anyways, that'll be another video on this channel later. So my doctor referred me in August of 2017 to the fertility specialist. I couldn't get in till like late October because he's the only fertility specialist where I live. So we went late October, and before he even saw me, like, he looked at my papers and he said, there's no doubt that you have PCOS. I didn't even have to see you or look at your ovaries or anything. He knew, which I had a feeling at this point that that's what it was. And I didn't know before that that was like the most easily treated infertility issue. Well, you know, it can be treated. That's the good thing. But I was, you know, stupid and scared and didn't want that to be the case. So I just kind of brushed it off and was like, I don't have that. So anyways, my fertility doctor said that I did, and he started me on metformin, which is diabetes medicine. I don't have diabetes, but if you know about PCOS, it mocks the symptoms of diabetes, which is insulin resistance and things like that. It just makes it to where your body doesn't produce the hormones that you should. It just kind of makes it all jacked up. Anyway, so next thing we did, so we jumped right in with my doctor. He did 2 ultrasounds. We, you know, made sure everything was okay, everything measured right, my uterus. And before all this, I wanted to say to my okay, so my OBGYN suggested that my husband do the semen analysis. This was like right when we started all this stuff, because they say that 50% of the time the male in the relationship is the issue, and a lot of people don't check that because they don't think that. But in our case, that was not a factor whatsoever. So he got all checked out and he was fine. So now we're back at the fertility doctor. And so now currently in the month of November, we did, right? Yeah, sorry. In the month of November, we did our first medicated cycle. So we did Femara days 3 through 7. I went in on cycle day 21 for my progesterone check to see if I ovulated. And I did ovulate, but she said I was at a level 7 and she wanted me at least at a 15. So what that means is I had to do progesterone suppositories twice a day for 7 days, I think for a week, yeah, for a solid week. And then I went the next week, the next Monday after that, and I had to do a blood pregnancy test. Well, it came back negative, which was crazy to me because I didn't know this at the time because I didn't really research it enough. But the progesterone suppositories were giving me every single pregnancy symptom. It was insane. I could have swore up and down that I was pregnant. It drove me crazy. But I wasn't, and I was, you know, I was sad that I wasn't pregnant, which it's been like that. It's been a roller coaster. Each month is a roller coaster in itself. And I think it's like that, you know, normally, but with infertility, it's like even more so because you don't even know if you're going to ovulate. You don't even know if your body's going to do what it's supposed to do, and it is awful. But I'm lucky that my doctor thinks we can do this naturally and we don't have to use IVF or IUI yet. Hopefully we don't get to that point. So now in December, I just started a new cycle. I'm doing Femara days 3 through 7 right now, except for he doubled it. He doubled my dose, so I'm doing 5 milligrams every night, and I'm on the metformin still. We won't know if I have to do progesterone until the December 20th. I go to the doctor again, and they do my blood work, and then we'll see where my progesterone is at. So that's the latest and greatest of our infertility journey. I'm going to try and keep y'all as updated as I possibly can throughout this journey. I just wanted to share my story and get it out there because I feel like a lot of people struggle with infertility and a lot of people don't know much about it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.